Welcome back, Patriots. An eclectic little video here. These are just little snippets of small conversations I've had just in one day out there. And it starts out with just an absolutely incredible nurse. And then, of course, we get into some other aspects. A lot of us deal with the immigration policies that's coming in, and we deal with some of the censorship here. Tommy Robinson comes up. We get a Brazilian cuck comes in. And we finish up with a guy that I met when I first started doing this, like, Jesus, 5-6 years ago. I went out on the street. And he's a street guy. And when he first met me, he didn't know how to take me. But over the years, I kind of getting to talk to him. I think I've schooled him on a few things. And now he's a Trump supporter. He wasn't a Obama supporter when I first met him. So at least it's proof of one good thing I've done out there. And if you like the things I'm doing out there, you know how to do. You hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit it again, because they are just piling on with the censorship. It's only going to get worse. So I have started a BitChute account. You might want to hop over there and just, I only posted one video so far, but and you've probably already seen it again, but at least, view a couple of minutes of it so I can get some views on it to see how that's working, see if it's working at all. I don't know. The video still says it's hidden, but I don't know. I don't know how to get it on hidden, so I don't know. Go see if it's there. At any rate, I don't hold you up too much. Let's get on the streets with this. And I do have a few new designs up in my shop, so go check them out. And if you like them, get them. All right. God bless you.
To happen to stop so many people coming here. They eating up our tax dollars. We pay for that. I work hard. I've been a nurse for 31 years.
God bless you.
I don't mind helping anyone, but we can't continue to let this happen and destroy the United States. This is our home. Don't come here and tear us apart. Work out things in your home, in your government. Work it out. But don't come here and try to tear us apart. We work hard. I don't mind helping people, but it's gotten too much. It's just way too much.
I don't blame them, because
I don't blame them either.
They're
running away from poverty.
Yeah, but see, now we're getting into the deep part of it. This is it. Obviously, he said that we need to stop this.
Yes.
Other leaders have said we need to stop this. Yes, it hasn't stopped. Why? Why do they keep on saying one thing and doing another?
I don't know.
I'm going to get real scary on you, but I know you can handle it.
I can handle it.
All right.
If I handle death and dying, I got it.
I know. This right here.
All of them.
They don't need us anymore.
I know.
The only reason the elites have kept us around this long is because they needed slave labor.
Yeah. No longer.
And with this coming in, they need to find a way to get rid of us.
Get rid of us.
So now there's a thing called Cloward and Piven. Mm-hmm. In 1964, a couple of political scientists were asked, if you were to bring down Western civilization so we could bring in a one-world government, reduce world population, how would you do it? They said, well, you can't do it militarily because Western civilizations are too strong. Mm-hmm. So what you do is this. You start brush fire wars everywhere, these little brush fire wars, and you create a lot of strife and refugees. Mm-hmm. And you play on the guilt of the host company, the countries that started these wars.
Which is us.
Right?
Yeah.
And play on the guilt of the people. Open up the borders. Allow these people to come in. Overwhelm the welfare system. And you bring the country down from the inside.
That's what's happening.
And it's called Cloward and Piven.
Cloward.
So politicians will get corrupted by the elites. They go in, and those politicians, well, you can always find something in somebody where you can blackmail them, and
Who's got a perfect life?
Right. So, the way everything's under a microscope these days, right? So a lot of politicians get compromised. So they might go in, with good intentions, and then get compromised along the way, and then start going with the agenda and be promised. They'll be saying, hey, look, you can be part of the living.
Yeah.
You're going to be right. We'll put you. We're going to have you in that special compound where everybody lives while all those people die. And as a nurse and dealing at the hospitals now, where do you?
I work all over.
Oh, so
Oxnard. I go all over, everywhere, anywhere they need me.
Terrific. So that we're seeing a lot of immigrants coming in with a lot of diseases and stuff we haven't seen in a long time.
Really?
So they're going to use that as an excuse when the pandemic starts. They might even release weaponized viruses.
I think that they do that already.
Thank you.
Do that already.
So to get us all sick, and then boom, the civilization collapses. They come in as the saviors, put us all in little compounds, or put us in stadiums. Here, we got to vaccinate you. Well, we don't know what's in those vaccines. And it'd be like the Roach Motel. You go in, but you don't.
Never come out. All right. It's good talking to you.
Oh, it was my pleasure. God bless you.
God bless you, too.
Are you all from the UK?
Yep. Yes.
Where do you live in the UK? What part of the UK do you live in?
Birmingham, I live. Near Liverpool.
Near Liverpool? Are you familiar with this gentleman?
Tommy, yeah. Not a very nice person. But in one way, yes, he's all right. Depends the way you look at it. Two different points of view.
Yeah. Well, I think he's doing you proud.
In a way, yeah. But, I don't know.
Are you having problems in where you're from with the illegal immigration or the immigration of the migrants?
Yes, Pakistanis in Birmingham.
Are you?
Got more terrorists there than what they anywhere else. 80% come from Birmingham.
And you've been there all your life?
Yeah, and where the Irish was, they out. That's why I voted
and how have they affected the life there?
Oh, fucking awful. They're fucking everywhere, the bastards. Everywhere. I mean, we got the where the blacks come over, in the Windrush and all that, when they were invited, they're all right, Sikhs are all right, but the Packers has gone into an area which is Ireland, and that's it. It's a no-go area. I wouldn't go at night. And of course, they abuse the young girls and everything, fuck it. I mean, Trump has got some really good ideas. But some of it, I don't know. I mean, I don't live here. I mean, the problem with him, he was a bit too much with Tommy Robson, a bit too much, you know what I mean? I was in South Africa. Look at it now, it's fucked in South Africa. Yeah. I gotta go.
All right, Joe. All right. The thing about deportation.
My mom is not legal.
Well, then she's illegal.
Yeah.
So she needs to be deported.
What?
Well, if you're illegal, you're taking away from the people here that are legally here, and that's wrong. That's why they call it illegal. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
But I'm a person from here. I was born here.
Wonderful.
I know.
Oh, it's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. But you understand that people that spend their money and time and effort to come here legally are getting, they're the ones getting hurt. And then when people come here illegally, it really disrespects them. Coming here legally is what you're supposed to do. It's called legal for a reason.
Oh.
Okay?
Would he get taken down off a podcast too?
Oh, they can censor anything. There was an article yesterday that was out. How Facebook is now going to super Orwellian means of censoring.
Oh, I'm sure.
by not like, so if they take you down,
Right.
they take all your links down too.
Oh, really?
So it's really gotten, weird. So they're doing everything they can to silence dissent. They really are. They're going overboard. And I think it's just going to get worse leading up to the election.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it's one of the things I'm kind of pissed at him for, why he hasn't done more about that.
Yeah.
I mean, he did the, we got to have free speech on colleges thing. And he's called a lot of the tech giants in, to speak to him. But every time he calls them in to speak to him, you get more censorship. It's like, it's weird. I don't know, it's like, something, I don't know.
Unless they're just retaliating.
Yeah, but, well, then let's retaliate back. I mean, they're supposed to, Trump's got the power to call up the FCC and say, hey, look, we got it. If these guys are saying they're fair market, they're out there Times Square, equal and they're acting as publishers, and then boom, they gotta be open. So either they're open or you're not. And if they're not, then break them up.
Yeah.
Break them up. They can't. This big monopoly they have on the internet and being able to censor people, that has to be stopped.
Yeah. Definitely.
I mean, either we have free speech or we don't.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
Well, something's got to break.
Yeah, I mean, it gets to a point, where, Thomas Jefferson said it. From time to time, the tree of liberty must be watered by the blood of tyrants and patriots. And he suggested about every 20 years. I'd say we're well overdue.
Yeah, we are.
Excuse me, sir. Do you sell those Make America Great Again? I'm from Belgium, Europe.
I never would have guessed.
And I don't know if you are, I can't understand it really, but are you pro or against Trump?
Well, he's the president. I would like him to succeed, then our country succeeds. So I would like for any of our presidents to succeed if they're doing good for the country.
But do you think that he's doing good for the country and the world or not?
I think he's trying. And your thoughts?
No, as a European, I can't understand that Americans voted for Trump and that Trump is good for the United States and good for the world. But my son was asking me when I went to the United States if I could buy somewhere a thing of
course.
So,
yes.
But I don't think it's good for America or good for the world.
Well, you have to look at the bigger and larger picture here, and I'll try to do the best I can to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
In this country, of course, we have two political parties at Main Street that are basically the same party, because the real rulers are behind the scenes. The real rulers are the corporations and the bankers in the military-industrial complex. So they're the real rulers. They're not really for the people, they're for themselves.
He was also one of the bankers and big industrials.
No, he was a builder.
Yes.
He was a builder. He built buildings. But he was never part of the elite groups. In other words, the secret societies like the Bilderberg Group, the CFR, the Club of Rome, the Council 300. These semi and secret societies that finance and rule from behind the scenes. Trump was never part of. The election was supposed to be between Bush and Clinton. And if either one of them got elected, it wouldn't have changed anything. Because again, two parties, the same.
But there was one man who tried to change something, Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders is a socialist. We're a capitalist country.
Yes, but he is socialist, but in Europe, for example, capitalism is also very strong, but we make it a little bit more social.
Yes, but you're not a socialist country.
No,
You're capitalist that funds socialist programs. Which funds the socialist programs is the capitalism.
I don't care where you stand.
I mean, you couldn't, if it was just pure socialism,
no, but pure socialism
then it wouldn't, it would
not good.
Then
Pure
you turn
capitalism
right.
isn't also not good.
Well, again, if it's regulated, yes. If it's
But I think that in the United States it's a lot less regulated than in Europe.
yeah, but
For example,
But what we're talking about here, because and believe me, you probably have it easier over there because you're smaller, so it's easier to have certain controls. We're much larger. There's a lot of diversity.
we have also larger diversity between Italians and Belgians and Swedish people and French people.
Yeah, but each individual country is, until of course you got the influx of the immigrants from Africa and the Middle East. Oh, thank you. Just put it in that bucket right there. It's very kind of you. Here's a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton.
Thank you.
Right. But so Bernie Sanders was not the answer, because he also, as much as he would like to say it, he's not controlled by the elites. He's a hypocrite.
That's normal. You have to be a little bit controlled by, otherwise you don't have enough money to do that campaign here.
Yeah, but regardless, the man's a moron. He wants felons to vote from prison. He wants criminals to vote from prison. In other words, if you get convicted of treason and you go to jail, Bernie Sanders still wants to allow you to vote. If you're convicted of murder and you go to jail,
okay.
Bernie Sanders still wants you to be able to vote. He's insane. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, if I may,
yes,
I'll finish up briefly.
2-3 minutes.
I'll finish up briefly. Trump wasn't supposed to be in there. He's upset the apple cart. The elites that want to control us don't want him in, because what they are going to do, and this is the war, this affects you too. There's a thing called Cloward and Piven, in which they wanted to take down Western civilization by overwhelming welfare systems with socialist programs. The reason is this: elites only needed us around this long because they needed slave labor. Because of robotic AI technology, they don't need us anymore. So the idea is to put us under government control and start eliminating us.
You have to come to Europe and you have to see our social system, and then you will see that there is a lot less poverty. There is people can go to hospital without being afraid that they can pay the bill.
And why do they come here for their medical services?
People. A lot of America.
Mick Jagger didn't stay in England to take care of his medical procedures. He came here.
But Mick Jagger, he has a fortune, so he can pay the best hospitals.
Well, then we've got the best.
Yes, only for the rich people. Okay, we will stop.
You spoke to him?
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't agree with him, but I like him. I meet a lot of black people that don't like him. I meet a lot of black people that don't like him. I meet a lot of white people that like him. A lot of white people don't like him. So it's just how they heart is. But I like the man. I think the man. I wouldn't follow the man to do everything he's doing, but I agree with him.
That's your own mind. That's why you're an intelligent man.
I have hope for him.
Yes. Well, you want the president to do good, because if the president does good, it means our country's doing good.
That's the truth.
So you know you don't want it to fail. That's what I can't understand about these idiot liberals trying to get him to fail. Because if he fails, the country
He gonna
fails.
fail, and that's right. So build him up.
Yeah, I mean, even if he's doing wrong, at least try to steer him right. Don't try to tear him down.
Because it's all gonna hit you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, you know, I mean, even Obama, I didn't like him at all, but I wanted him to succeed for the country as long as his policies were positive for the country. But I didn't like him as a person at all. You know, and then his policies sucked. So, you know.
I didn't agree with Obama because how he opened up the door for the homosexuals.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't agree with that.
Yeah, well, he did a lot of things to try to bring this country. Yeah, you know, so there was a lot of things.
Oh, can I show him my dog the bus, please?
Where are you guys from? New Zealand? That's a long walk.
That's a long walk.
Oh my God! Look.
You ready? You ready?
It's so cute.
Paul, sit down, sit down. For all these beautiful ladies, take your eyeglasses off now. Take them out.
Oh, it's so cute. Does he take it?
No. Thank you, though. You have a nice one, dude. I appreciate you, bro. I'm about to head on out.
All right, brother, man. Always a pleasure. Stop by more often, man.
Alright. If you like that one, good. Hit the like button. Then go to my shop. Alright? Go to badassunclesam.com and hit that shop button or hit the Patreon button or go to my PayPal account, drop something on the kitty so I can remain out there. I got some heavy expenses coming up for repairs on that. I'm going to be getting a new bike. The old one just busted on me, so that's going to be a heavy expense for me, so I need some help. Thank you very much, and God bless you. See you on the streets.